Well, that was a weird day. I'm still in my suit, my lovely Charles Tyrwhitt suit, which was meant to be as a part of my presentation to them this afternoon. And just by the words "was meant to be" should give you some indication as to how that particular event went. But it was the most bizarre thing. I'd gone to this lunch with the Old Wellingtonians and the RAF club in Mayfair, and I was there from about sort of midday-ish. Left there about 3:20 to go to London Bridge, where I was to go to the Charles Tyrwhitt headquarters and give this talk. And I got there about 10 to 4 and kind of really pumped up, excited, and kind of ready. And I felt really... It was interesting. I found on reflection afterwards that I was feeling really good. If you told me to tell me exactly what I was going to talk about, I probably couldn't have done it. I had a plan in my head, but there was also, every time I'd been through it, there was like new things I was bringing in, moving things about. But I felt really, really confident with that and really good about that flexibility, adaptability. So when I approached the building at about 3:45, I saw everybody flooding out of the building. Now, it's not just Charles Tyrwhitt in there. There's many other companies also in this one great big building on London Bridge, and they're all coming out. There's a fire alarm going off, and I asked the lady on the door, and she said, yeah, the building's been evacuated. Anyway, turns out there was a fire, an actual fire, albeit very small, but it started at Charles Tyrwhitt. Started in the in the kitchen, I think, and although it was put out like immediately with an on-hand fire extinguisher, still raised the alarm. Meant the fire brigade had to come. They evacuated. I kind of met them all at their muster point, and along with everybody else from the building, must have been a good 1,000 or so people there. And they didn't go back in until about 5:30. And we were supposed to be doing this. The briefing was supposed to be from 4 to 5. I was going to be on about sort of 20 to 5 for the last 20 minutes. And needless to say, it didn't happen. So I was disappointed. Obviously, I wasn't upset because it was like, this is pretty unpredictable. It was nobody's fault as such. And I kind of, as I was walking through and people were evacuating and I was kind of walking out to meet them, I was thinking to myself, well, how do I feel about this? Is there any part of me that is glad that I don't have to give the talk today? Because I've had that before, where it's like, a sigh of relief almost. But there wasn't. And it was, it was pure disappointment that I wasn't going to get a chance to do what I've really, really grown to love doing. I always get a little bit nervous. I always get a little bit, there's always a bit of questioning there. But this is perhaps the first time where, although I wasn't prepared to a slick standard, that I felt absolutely at ease with that and comfortable and confident with that. And so it was pure disappointment that I experienced, albeit with a kind of a real understanding as like, I didn't hold anybody accountable or to blame for it. And the good news is, so that was good. I was kind of really pleased that I felt that way. It was, I guess, an observation of my own emotions and feelings and, trying to make sense of that in a very positive way. So that was good. But then I also, the good news is that it looks like it's going to be rescheduled for next week, and pending the date, it should work out. And I'll hopefully be able to go back next week. I suspect I'll have to make a couple of amendments to the talk to at least make mention of the fiasco today. But that was good. So anyway, so I went back to the RF Club, met up with everybody else. And then a couple of other things have happened today as well, which I won't go into too much in this video. But, I've not been in the business at all today. But I've had a couple of really interesting email exchanges and also a couple of conversations with people, again, old school friends when we were out. And there could be some interesting opportunities there as well. So I'll fill you in on the details of all of that later on, either tomorrow or over the weekend. But really the big thing for me today was that observation of my own emotional response to something, and it was all pure disappointment, which it's weird, but I look at that and I think, well, that's a really positive thing, because it tells me that I'm absolutely on the right track. There's no part of me that's reluctant to forge ahead and to push this forwards. That tells me a lot more about myself than anything else. So I'm not going to say I'm glad that it turned out this way, but maybe I'm just kind of putting a positive spin on things, but hopefully it'll all come to fruition anyway. So that's all for today. Quickly pop into the supermarket on my way home, and then a bit of get out in this suit. Much as I love wearing this suit, I'm not used to the restriction, so I'll be glad to get out of it at the end of the day, and then relax. Thanks for the for following, for watching, and do the business. Give the video a like if you like it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to follow me. And I'll be back in again tomorrow for another update. Bye for now.